Hello everyone, I'm Samir Ali. Today I'm going to talk about the effects of COVID 19 on the world economy. The new host of COVID 19 is world economy. The last global economic crisis was a financial heart attack. This one might be a full body seizure. Stock markets from around the world have been pounded. Prices have fallen a cliff. As COVID 19 spreads, the global economy is shutting down. Factories are closed, schools, colleges, bars, shops shutting. It is unlikely we have ever seen before. When it comes to economy, we have never been here before, not like this. Even though we have lived through some huge economic shocks, like the Great Depression that started in 1929 and lasted a decade. Back in 2001, the 9/11 attack damaged the economy and, of course, the airline industry. The 2017 mortgage crisis in the US that led to a global financial crisis in 2008 and triggered the greatest recession, longest in the US history, in which 8.7 million people lost their jobs. And now there is pandemic. This is different and worse. First and foremost, it's a health crisis. Economists can't just fix it. It is like fixing your house while it's still on fire. There's a deep spike in the number of cases if we don't contain the virus. Countries are trying to flatten their curve by locking down and enforcing social distancing, but that has consequences. The more aggressively we try to slow the spread, the deeper the recession. So the irony is, to save the economy, we have shut it down first. Nearly every sector of the economy is hit right now. Service jobs are more at risk, like waiters and drivers and etc. They require FaceTime customers and everybody is told to stay at home. Look at India, where 1.8 billion people are under lockdown. 80% of the workforce are self-employed or work on daily wages. 120 million of them are migrant workers. Many have lost their jobs. The unemployment rate in South Africa was 30% before the pandemic. So how can we get our head around that kind of global stagnation? You might be familiar with the supply and demand law. The COVID-19 has managed to take out both. First, there was a supply shock as factories, businesses and borders were closed. That triggered a demand shock. Industries don't need raw materials. People aren't buying things or can't afford to. Look at China, which in today's globalized economy is a factory to the world. COVID-19 outbreak has shut it down. The production is dropped by 25% last month, which is a huge shock to world economy. China is also buyer of all kind of raw materials and agricultural products. While China is recovering, Europe, its biggest market, is getting into their stock markets in London, Tokyo and New York all had devastating sessions. In the US, Dow lost 3,000 points in one day, most ever. The central bank has pumped trillions of dollars into banks and businesses so that they may bounce back after all of this is over. Even interest rates are cut to make loans cheaper. Dollar is to business what toilet paper is to household. Nobody wants to run out. The Federal Bank of America has made sure that central bank of all other countries can borrow enough US dollars. It is the currency the world runs on. World leaders have pledged hundreds of millions of dollars to help people and businesses and health sector to battle this crisis.